Alright, welcome to the test review video for the, test that you have tomorrow. Test number 16, that's going to cover completing the square, identifying quadratic, linear, and exponential functions, and arithmetic and geometric sequences. Happy joy, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Anyways, I'm going to start off and I'm going to go with these in order, and I'll try to get do all the answers, so I'm going to go through these problem for problem. So it might take a while, just be patient. So problem number one, again, what's the idea here? Well, you have something like this where you have the x squared plus the bx plus the c, and what do you need to do with the b? First step is to divide by 2. So again, these are things you can add to your formula sheet. I will go fast, but you can always pause and rewind me or whatever. Once you divide that number by 2, then you need to square it, and that will be your final answer for those type of problems. So in here, in this case, we have x squared divided by 22x plus c divided by 22. You get 11. Let me go back here. You get 11, and then you square 11, you get 121, and that is your answer. That's it. So for number 2, let's see here. Let's make this. Let's do this. Okay, so number 2, let's write that. Okay, so again, you still divide by 2. You get negative 16, but make sure, again, you square that in parentheses so that you get an answer of 256, and it would be positive 256 no matter what. I don't care what the sign is there, it will be positive. Alright, so then how does that help me? That helps you get ready for number 3. So number 3, we have x squared plus 16 with a little bit of space equal to 36. Oops, sorry. Again, same idea. Start by dividing by 2. When you divide by 2, you get 8. Then you need to square that 8. And when you square it, you're going to get 64, and you're going to add that to both sides. Add the 36 and 64, you get 100. Then you take the square root. When you take the square root, do not forget to put plus and minus. Notice that when you take the square root, the parentheses there for the x plus 8 squared is gone. So plus and minus 10, because the square root of 100 is 10. And then from there, all you need to do is add or subtract. The opposite of a plus 8 is minus 8. So make sure you put, notice I'm putting positive 10 minus 8, negative 10 minus 8. So this plus minus is taken care of with the plus and the positive and the negative. There you go. And there are your 2 answers. Remember, these types of problems, you always get 2 answers. So number 4, same thing. Divide by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 squared is 81. 81 plus 32 is 113. Take the square root of that. Really, that's all you're doing, because when you take the square root of this side, the parentheses, it just makes the parentheses disappear. So x plus 9. Boom. Gone. Happy joy. Square root of 113 is about 10.6. Again, positive, negative. Subtracting 9. Positive 10.6 minus 9. Negative 10.6 minus 9. And you've got your 2 answers. Boo and yaw. And there you go. So, next problem. Number 5. Okay, problem with this one is that 24 needs to move to the other side. You want the x's by themselves before you can start doing all your steps. So I move that. That becomes a positive 24. Then I'm going to say, okay, let me take half of 6, which is 3, square that, and I get 9. 24 plus 9 is 33. Take the square root, and then again I can subtract 3 and say positive 5.7 minus 3, negative 5.7 minus 3. So these steps, you notice, are the same. They're the same. They're the same. They're the same. This should become easier if you keep practicing with them being the same, and not give me, it's too hard, I quit, I might as well give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. You can do this. You can do it. Alright. Let's do number 6. And let me pause this just 1 second. Okay, on number 6, same idea. This 10 needs to move over here to the other side. So it's going to become plus 10. So I have x squared plus 12x equals 32. And then I need to, again, divide by 2. get 6, square that, 36, add 68, take the square root, x plus 6, square root of 68 is about 8.2, subtracting 6, that's a 6, that's an ugly 6. So I'm saying positive 8.2 minus 6, negative 8.2 minus 6. And then I would get an answer of 2.2 and negative 14.2. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go, all done. There's number 6. Yay! Okay, so now we're ready to go and look at what number 7, 8, and 9 are doing. Again, I would pause it right here after you see this, but again, make note that here for this one, you need to look, a linear is a common difference, quadratic, y is repeat, exponential, there is a common ratio. Problem 7 is quadratic, problem 8 is linear, and problem 9 is a common ratio. Because if you look at it, on number 7 you see that the y is repeat, so quadratic. Number 8, you see that go from 2 to 5.5, it goes up 3.5. 5.5 to 9, it goes up 3.5. If you start subtracting, you go 16 minus 12.5, you get 3.5. 12.5 minus 9, you get 3.5. 9 minus 5.5, you get 3.5. You got the idea? So that one has a common difference, so that's linear. Exponential, if you start dividing, 10.125 divided by 6.75, 6.75 divided by 4.5, 4.5 divided by 3, you're going to get 1.5 every single time. So again, common ratio. So that's how you can tell those. And then using that idea, you can type those numbers into the calculator to come up with the equation. And the way we did that was following this, where we say start in listen spreadsheets, make sure we titled the A and B columns and type in the numbers. Then we press menu 4-1, and when you press menu 4, number 4 is statistics, and then number 1 is stat calculations, and then you need to tell it, like if you identified number 7 is quadratic, then you would choose quadratic regression. You tell it what's the x list, what's the y list, the x is the x, the y is the y, and then you press enter, and it will give you the numbers that you need for, say, A, B, and C. So in like this case, if you follow those steps, on number 7, it would tell you A is 1, B is, so A is 1, so then you would say 1x squared, B is 4, so 4x, and C is negative 8, so minus 8. On number 8, if you choose linear regression, so you'd go through all these steps and choose linear regression, then you would find out that it would give you mx, m, and b. So you would say, okay, m is 3.5, so you put 3.5x, and the b is a negative 1.5. So plus one negative 1.5, you get the idea. On the exponential, you would choose exponential regression, which is choice A, and it would tell you A is 3 and B is 1.5. So 3 times 1.5 raised to the little x power. And that's it. So those how you do 7, 8, and 9. Excuse me. Alright, so moving on to problems like 10, 11, whatever, and all those others. Okay, so for 10 and 11, 10 through 18, we're talking about sequences. And on sequences, we want to know that they're mainly either arithmetic or they're geometric. So there is a common difference or there is a common ratio. Now, if it's a common difference arithmetic, your formula is a to the n equals d parentheses n minus 1, close parentheses, plus a1. Geometric, you got a common ratio. The formula is g sub n equals a1. Maybe I should have said g1. Nah, whatever. Parentheses r, close it, n minus 1 exponent. A1 is the first number in the series. D is your common difference, R is your common ratio. And to get this little exponent, you need to press that caret key button, which is next to the x2 button, because x2 I believe is over here, and then the caret key would be there. But then you would do that to get that button. Again, these are things you could put on the formula sheet that would help you hopefully remember how to do these steps. So let's go to number 10. Alright, on number 10, they're telling you, oh, hey, look, you got to tell me if it's arithmetic, geometric, or neither. And if it's arithmetic or geometric, tell me the common difference or the common ratio, and then find me the next three terms. Alright, so here I can see 10, 20, 30, 40. Hopefully you should be able to tell that it's going up by 10, but if not, do 40 minus 30, 30 minus 20, 20 minus 10. Each one of those gives you an answer of 10. So guess what? This is arithmetic since you could subtract and get the same answer. And the common difference is 10, positive 10. So if I continue the pattern, adding 10 each time, I would get an answer of 50, 60, then 70 for the next three terms. Number 11, I got 4, 20, and 100. I can tell it's not arithmetic because they're not going up by the same amount, so I start dividing. 100 divided by 20, 20 divided by 4, I get an answer of 5. So since I get an answer of 5, that means it was geometric. Since it was division, you could divide and get the same answer, with the R, the common ratio, being 5. So then I continue the process, multiplying by 5, I get 500, 2,500, and 12,500. Oopsie, hope y'all didn't need that. There you go. Alright, so number 12, 4, 1, 2, that has no freaking pattern whatsoever, so that would be a neither. Number 13, negative 10, negative 8, negative 6, negative 4, I can see there it's changing by 2. Now, be careful here. If you're not sure if it's positive or negative, because the multiple choice would say that, go like negative 4. Start from the right, work your way to your left. Negative 4 minus a negative 6. Notice how I'm saying that. Negative 4 minus a negative 6, negative 6 minus a negative 8, and negative 8 minus negative 10. You would get that it's arithmetic, and it's positive 2. The next three numbers would be negative 2, 0, and 2. Again, if you just go with the idea, negative 4 minus a negative 6, negative 6 minus a negative 8, negative 8 minus a negative 10, you would get that 2, and then you can continue the pattern, adding 2, and you would get those numbers. Number 14, you got 212, 106, and 53. Guess what? That one's geometric. If you start dividing, you would find out the R is 1/2, and then just continue the pattern, you'll get 53 over 2, 53 over 4, 53 over 8. And again, that's mainly because the Inspire calculator would give it to us like that. Let's see here. What is next? Wait, that was 14. Okay, so now we're back to, say, problems like 15, 16, 17, and 18. On number 15, if you look at it, you've got 1, 9, 81, dot, dot, dot. Now you're supposed to tell me, is it geometric or arithmetic, and then give me the formula. And for this one, you got to give me the 7th term. I'm just going to put here 7th term because I don't feel like writing the word 7th. So first off, this is not, if you say 81 minus 9 and then 9 minus 1, you won't get the same answer. So you then start dividing. 81 divided by 9, 9 divided by 1, you get an answer of 9. So this is geometric. And then the R is 9. So if I use the formula, G sub n is equal to A1 parentheses R raised to the n minus 1 power, then here my formula is 1, because that's the first number, R, which is 9, raised to the n minus 1 power. There is my formula. To find the 7th term, put the 7 in place of the n. So I'm saying 1 times 9 raised to the 7 minus 1 power, which gives me an answer of 531,441. Whoa, that's a big number. There you go. Number 16, you've got 31, 22, 13, dot, dot, dot. You should be able to tell that these, they're not, if you say, I would always try to subtract first. But again, we want a formula, and we want the 9th term. Okay, so 13 minus 22, 22 minus 31, you get negative 9. So that means this is arithmetic with a D, common difference, of negative 9. My formula is A sub n is equal to D n minus 1 plus A1. So A n is equal to negative 9, parentheses n minus 1, plus the first number, 31. Okay, that probably won't be what you see on the multiple choice, but you could use that to help you get the ninth term on multiple choice. I would want to distribute this. Notice how the negative 9 repeats. Negative times the negative, though, becomes positive. Plus 31. Combine these two, and you got negative 9n plus 40 for an answer. Okay, so that's my formula. For the ninth term, I'm saying a to the ninth is equal to negative 9 times 9 plus 40. And when I do that, I get an answer of negative 41. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Number 17. Okay, I'm not sure what I got to do because I got a phone call and I got disturbed, so I'm not sure if I actually finished this question or not. So let's start over and finish this question. Okay, so anyways, boom and boom. All right, so how do I tell number 17 that this is arithmetic? Well, subtract 23 minus 2.25. So start subtracting, and you notice that when I subtract, I get 1.75 for all of them. So then I know it's arithmetic, and its d is equal to 1.75. So then I follow the formula. I'm going to put the d in place, the 1.75 in place of the d, and instead of a1, I'm going to put the first number, which is 18. Distribute, and then combine those two terms. It's always going to be those last two terms. If you write it like this, you're always going to combine those last two terms, and you get 16.25. Now I want to find the 10th term. So if I find the 10th term, that would be 1.75 times 10 plus the 16.25 to get 33.75. 33.75. We're almost done. I'm getting there. I know, it's kind of long, but hey, deal with it. All right. Oops, wrong thing. Ah, went the wrong way. Ah. Okay, so number 18. Final problem. Yay. Okay. Again, this does not look arithmetic, so I start dividing, and I divide. 512 divided by 4,096. 4,096 divided by 32,768. You get 1/8 each time. Notice how important it is to go from right to left. Okay, this is a geometric, which means the r is 1.18. The a1 is 32,768. So the formula would be 32,768 and 1/8. Now notice here, that's all you got to do. For the geometric, that's it. You're done. Boom. And then I want to find the sixth term. Plug in the 6 in place of the n. Type this in the calculator. Press enter. You get an answer of 1. And then that's it. You're done. And there you go. I have given you a fairly long review, but hopefully this will help you. I really do. I hope this helps you guys. And, you know, if so, here you go. You got to come up to me and quietly say, "Thank you, Mr. Potch." And maybe you get a little extra bonus. All right? Thanks a lot. Y'all take care.